What you got for me?
How would you sort of characterize just the message from Coach and coming off yesterday and where you guys go from there?
Yeah, I think Coach summed it up well. Entering the locker room, I heard him say, "Welcome to the NFL, boys." Like, this is the NFL. It's December football. It was two good teams going at it, and they made more plays than we did. There's some good things we did. There's some things. It's every week, right? There's all these trends, and last week it was the red zone, right? And didn't have good red zone efficiency, but we were winning games. And I think I told someone, like, that's the business. Did you win or did you lose? And we didn't win. And so you look at why that is, and we'll have some meetings here in a little bit and get into the details of that. But the sky's not falling. We didn't win this week. We have another opportunity next week. And so we'll put it to bed today and then focus on next week.
That was something that sort of jumped out to me yesterday in the locker room. Was disappointed, yes, but still that confidence. I mean, we've been on a bunch of different teams. We're on a team that won 13, 14 games last year.
Yeah.
How important is that when you walk in there going, just playing with Austin, like season?
Yeah, I think a lot of veterans were echoing that sentiment. Vrabel certainly was. All the position coaches were. Because you're not going to win every game in this league. That's the facts. And it was a great game. Came out hot, and it was a fun game to battle in, and didn't come out on top. But like I said, we still have football to play. Players know that. Coaches know that. Don't hang your head. It's back to work.
You said you guys came out hot. How do you maintain that energy in the second half in the future?
Yeah, I think Coach always says no naps. We came out the second half and we went 3 and out, which you don't want to do. I think we only had, I don't know how many, we'll have to look at it, but not many plays in the third quarter. And so we need to do a better job of staying on the field, keeping our defense off the field. And so it's so situational. It's not like, I didn't feel like we didn't come out with energy. It's just, all right, we had a first down run that didn't work, and then you're in third down and you don't convert, and it's 3 and out, right? And so they came out and they scored, and we just have to find a better way to execute and get a few first downs, and like I said, keep our defense off the field.
Garrett, along those lines, a big part of the story was Buffalo's offensive starting field position. But for you guys too, you dug yourselves out of a big hole early in a long drive, I think 94-yard drive. But in the second half, several drives inside, at least inside the 30-yard line. As over the course of the game, how much of an effect does that have on an offense, especially if you're not getting the first down?
Yeah, you'd like to start in the 50 every time, but that's part of it. We don't look at it as an offense like, shoot, we're on the 10, 12-yard line. It's just another opportunity, and we have confidence in ourselves as players and coaches that we're going to get it done. And it's about getting that first down. Get the first down, get it. And we did that in the first half, and just got to carry it over in the second half.
Garrett, how important is that mindset that was established after the game, after the loss, and how important is that for you in terms of moving past this game and moving forward?
I think I don't want to say you get comfortable, but winning 10 straight, that was not a lot of teams do that. And so you kind of, I don't know if you get in routines or habits, but I never like to say it's like a wake-up call because you don't want to lose. But I think this week in practice and meetings, I think everyone will be a little more tentative and understand where we're at in the season and what we're fighting for. And Coach Vrabel said after the game, if we don't learn anything from it, then it is a loss. But I think there is some things we can learn from it. If we can be a little bit better in practice, a little bit better next Sunday, then I think we will learn from it.
Stefan Diggs had a similar comment after the game on the loss and how it's not a wake-up call, but something like that. Do you feel like this is a week where you'll see the true identity of your team based on how you guys respond?
Yeah, I think this team is set up how Vrabel wants it to, where our true identity, we want it to show up every day. Not just next Sunday after a loss, but today in meetings, tomorrow, Wednesday in practice. It's got to be who you are every day. And So sure, yeah, obviously we need to bounce back from this loss, but even if we would have won, we need to have that same attitude, that same identity, day in and day out. So it's the NFL. It's show back up to work. We have another opportunity, and hopefully we get it right this time.
Garrett, got two quick ones for you. First one, what does Trevion speed bring to the offense?
Yeah, he's fast. Yeah. Yeah, he's the dynamic player. We know that, and it's pretty cool. On the first long run, I was watching last night, and I think 4 or 5 of us, he was probably 5 yards past the line of scrimmage. And we were throwing our hands up because we know if we give him a little bit of space, he'll take it to the house. The second one, that was just a special play by him. Great block by Drake, and everyone kind of strained through the whistle. But yeah, we know that run plays to everyone else might not seem like aggressive play calls, but when you got some backs like we have, then they can be threats, they can be house calls at any time. So that was awesome to get him going, and Rhamondre and the whole run game.
What was it like seeing Drake run with him? No.
Yeah, he was pretty fast. I think he was a little tired. He's not used to running that far, that fast, but that was pretty cool to see your starting quarterback giving that kind of effort on a run play.
Do you think you can give him some tips next time on the blocking of it all that?
I'm not going to give him any tips, so we'll just let him do what he does. But it's just that's really cool to see a guy of that caliber at that position doing the dirty work things that we all do. So,
Well, final question.
Garrett, this place was very loud yesterday.
yeah.
It felt like a playoff game. Just
Yeah.
your thoughts on the atmosphere in general.
It was awesome. It's probably the best I've seen since I've been here. The snow, the fans, the crowd, it was pretty special. It was an awesome environment to play in. That's why you play for moments like these, for games like these, and it's December football, so looking forward to a few more of those. And yeah, it was awesome. The fans were awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
What's up, y'all?
Yeah. Not for a little, not for now. Yesterday, not for that.
No.
Thanks for coming in.
For sure.
How would you sort of describe the message, from coach, and just sort of as you guys take that and move forward? How would you describe it?
Every week's different in the NFL. You can't always be lucky enough to win every week. So I feel like we took an L, but I think we're all relentless enough to step on the field next week and put our all into it and get a dub under our belt this week.
I would follow up on something a little different than the game. It's just the game captain. It's the coach that does each week. Make it with Big Mike this week. What was that like? What is that like as a player when that whole thing is done?
It's great. Just to be, a leader for a captain for the game for a week. I feel like it's a big honor, and I know Big Mike loved it. So, who's our next captain next week?
What was going so well in the run game in the first half?
O-line was moving people. They were giving me and Trevion entry points to, run through and get to the second level, and I think they did a great job.
Mike said that he had a message for you after the penalty on the sideline. What do you take away from that?
That was a dumb decision by me. Ultimately, I can't get any personal fouls, things like that. I was lucky it offset because that could have been a big part of the game. So I just got to be disciplined and not do things like that.
Andre, what was that? What was the atmosphere like in Gillette yesterday? Or you've seen many iterations of the fans in this arena. What was it like yesterday? It
was great. Great environment. The weather was football weather to me. The crowd was into it. It was a very loud environment. I think we loved it. We love when our fans get into it. And December games, they're kind of lit. So I think it was one of those.
So runs from the offense yesterday. What maybe you can share to win into those, and does your approach change at all as a running back when you're under center versus in the shotgun?
It's a little different. You get the ball a little farther back in the dot other than in gun. So the reads are a little different, but ultimately the same. You're looking for the front and see where the ball needs to hit. So nothing too different. And I don't know. I think we're just trying to switch it up a little bit. We always run in the dot. So some gun runs, I like it. I think Trevion likes it too. So I think it's a good thing.
You and Trevion were sharing the field decent amount yesterday. How do you think that threatens defenses?
I think it threatens them a lot, especially when we're both on the field. I like when we're both on the field. They gotta pick one of us. They gotta pick one of us to defend. Are they gonna run man? Are they gonna zone it off? So, I think it could be a good thing for us.
Just curious, when did that kind of weather become football weather for you, hailing from Las Vegas?
Yeah. I went to college in Oklahoma too, though. It snows a little bit there. So I kind of went from West Coast to Midwest to, the East Coast. So I kind of eased into it. So I can say I'm not going to say I'm used to it, but, kind of am.
Rhamondre, you and Travion both so involved in pass protection. What did you see from the Bills yesterday, especially in the second half, that they did in terms of trying to bring pressure against you guys?
Yeah, they're trying to scheme us up a little bit, make us work our rules, give us different looks every time. I don't think we've seen the same third down look once on the third down yesterday. So just trying to switch it up for us and ultimately try to get a man free.
Rhamondre, what do you think of Drake's downfield blocking on Travion stuff?
He's just a competitor. That speaks to who he is. I got to see the GPS numbers on that. It looked like he was moving.
Over 20 miles.
It was? Wow.
It was 21 something.
Okay, yeah, they were moving.
I know you never want to be hurt. You don't know how the foot-toe feels. But it seems like the last couple of weeks, we've seen the old Rhamondre making guys miss power. Do you feel like maybe that time off is actually been beneficial here?
No, I wouldn't say it's been beneficial. Like you say, you never want to miss time and things like that. But, it's the league, so everybody's hurting around this time of the year. So it's just, just bringing that toughness out. I think I said this yesterday. If you're not injured and you're hurt, you can still go ultimately. So I was just hurt a little bit. It wasn't really a big injury. So I'm back on my feet now and, ready to go.
Rhamondre, I know Vrabel has been talking about no naps as kind of one of his mottos, and Garrett was just in here saying he feels like a loss like this could make everybody just pay attention a little bit more. Not that you guys weren't.
Right.
Do you feel like that's kind of how it goes? You just a little more attentive during meetings and practices throughout the week?
Yeah, you could say that. I think when you lose, you got to learn from it. So I think that's what we need to do. See what we did well, because we did a lot of things well yesterday. But see where we hurt ourselves and ultimately work on that in practice and just put a focal point on that.
Final question. They had a big advantage in time of possession yesterday for Rhamondre. For offensive guys, is it hard to get in a rhythm or stay in a rhythm when you're just not on the field as much like you guys were in the second half?
It could be, but every game's waves is different. So if we get the ball, I don't know what the time of possession was yesterday, but if it's like that, we gotta we got to score and make plays and stay on the field when we get a chance to stay on the field. That kind of falls on us. If we're time of possession, we got to get first down, stay on the field, keep our defense up.
35-21 to 24-39. So it's almost
Yeah, we got to stay on the field longer, ultimately.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, guys.